Before we begin, I just want to apologize for my pronunciation throughout the video. Alright, let's go! In the 1990s, our boy Hassan and his father moved from Senegal to Paris after his mother is no longer in the picture. While in Paris, Hassan's father starts to work for this multi-millionaire called Mr. Pellegrini, or Mr. Piece of Shit for short. Now, Mr. Piece of Shit is married to Mrs. Piece of Shit, and they have a daughter together who's maybe a piece of shit by the name of Juliet. Anyways, while Hassan's father was working for Mr. Piece of Shit, Mr. Piece of Shit claims that Hassan's father has stolen a multi-million-dollar necklace from him from a safe that only he knows the combination to.
Look at this guy.
Alright, buddy. Now, Mrs. Piece of Shit knows that Hassan's father did not steal the necklace, which is why she deserves the title of Mrs. Piece of Shit. Because she did not defend Hassan's father, he gets arrested by a detective by the name of Gabriel Dumont. And since arresting Hassan's father was not enough for him, Mr. Dumont goes after Hassan and throws him into an orphanage. While at the orphanage, Hassan studied a book by the name of Arsène Lupin, which is about a gentleman thief who gets away with impossible crimes, and is a book given to him by his father before he was arrested and thrown into prison. After Mrs. Piece of Shit realizes that she made a mistake by not defending Hassan's father, she donates a lot of money to make sure Hassan goes to a nice boarding school instead of staying at the orphanage. While at the boarding school, Hassan becomes best friend with a guy by the name of Benjamin, and falls in love with this one girl called Claire. We then fast forward to 2006 where Hassan has become very good at being a criminal. With the help of his best friend Benjamin, who would sell and replicate any jewels that Hassan has stolen, Hassan had effectively become the gentleman criminal by the name of Lupin from the book. He also married Claire, and the two of them are about to have a son together by the name of Raoul. And sadly, by this time, Hassan's father had already committed suicide in prison 10 years prior, after being forced to sign a confession that he stole the necklace from Mr. Piece of Shit in order for Hassan to have a better life. Hassan's father is a really good man. I didn't say his name because, well, I just don't want to mess it up, but yeah, he's a really good man. We then fast forward a decade and some change where Hassan and Claire are still in speaking terms but have broken up, and their son Raoul is now a teenager. Anyways, the necklace Mr. Piece of Shit claims was stolen was supposedly recovered and is now being sold at an auction by his daughter. Hassan then steals the necklace and starts to investigate what really happened to his father. Because of his impossible heist of the necklace that baffled the police, one detective by the name of Yosef, who's way too good at his job, discovers that Hassan is the actual thief. But because he had a completely correct theory that Hassan's skills were based off the book Lupin, nobody believed him. Meanwhile, Hassan, with the help of a retired reporter by the name of Fabian, discovers that Mr. Mr. Piece of Shit is behind everything that happened to his father. While attempting to expose Mr. Piece of Shit sends a guy by the name of Leonard after the two of them. Since Fabian is not as nimble as Hassan, Leonard quickly puts her on her shirt and goes after Hassan. While trying to handle Hassan, Leonard realizes that he can't handle him.
Can't guard me!
He then shifts his eyes to Hassan's son, Raoul. While the three, Hassan, Claire, and Raoul, were at a Lupin convention for Raoul's birthday, Leonard comes in and takes Raoul as a hostage. And to make matters worse, while Hassan and Claire were looking for Raoul, the detective Yosef finds Hassan and calls him Lupin, indicating that he knows who he really is. And yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed that video and want to see more like it, leave a like and subscribe. Adios.